Shalom. Welcome again to The Rock. This is Sister Tay.
And Sister T.
And Sister Ebony.
Today we're doing a video on why do we help our sisters? Why do we want to? Why do we like to help our sisters? In the advice we give through videos, through emails. One thing, we'll each share our own personal stories while we're kind of going along on our day for this prep day. For me personally, why I like to help sisters is because as a channel regular viewer, I saw all the wealth of information that Sister T and Sister Ebony gave. And in that, I want to be able to help the other sisters in the way that they helped me, and all the advice which helped and led me to marry my master. Other ways I like to help is, and other reasons why I like to help is because it is a part of my master's vision, and as a good helpmeet, I want to help him in that. As he tries to reach out to people to show them the way, or at least show them the right way of living the Bible without the dogmas, the doctrines, false prophets, shepherds, so on and so forth. And if I'm able to lead by example for other regular old Black American women that you can lead, you can find the right way, and you can. And it results in just a better life, pretty much. So that's why I do it. Sister, you want to share anything about?
Shalom. One of the reasons why I like to help women is, well, more recently, I believe that I've gotten more of a understanding and I guess motivation about wanting to help women. One of the things is, it is in my master's vision, in that Yah gave him a platform to help others. And so being his helpmeet and belonging to him, it is something that he wants his helpmeets to do also, alongside with him, and being able to talk to the women, and give a more womanly perspective and talk to them more personally, and then also understanding marriage and how it is y'all wants it to be. It always stuck out to me, like in Ephesians 5 when it talks about the mystery of marriage, and more recently we've gotten a greater understanding of how Yah mimics and mirrors his relationship with his people, and like his relationship with our master and men mimics the relationship between husbands and wives. So and in biblical marriage, the husband can have more than one wife, and just like Yah has more than one wife. So we should be like, how we are, say how we were in Christianity, if we were in Christianity, or how we are as a whole, how mankind is. We most of the time we seek out or want to help others, other men and women that are in the faith, or if we can share the faith with them, we want to share that so that they can come into the faith and be with Yah. So the same thing within marriage. We as wives should want the same thing for other women, to be able to be married and have a husband and have a head, so that they, just like the Bible says, the husband nourishes and cherishes and brings up a woman. The same thing we should want that same thing for other women. So we should want to help them, whether it's joining joining our family or other families. I want to help women find where they belong and have their place in the kingdom, if that is their desire, if that's what they want to be, and if y'all willing. So that's some of the reasons why I want to help women.
Okay, Shalom, Sister T here. Okay, some of the reasons I want to help women. I have multiple reasons. So one, I would say it started back when my master and I first learned that a man can have multiple wives, and I know how my heart was not wanting to do that and not in agreement with it per se. And I had to take time to seek out prayer, and I literally asked Yah, could he change my heart on that, because I knew that would be a hard for me. And that's actually what happened. And one of the things is that he was brought to my attention through my master. He used my master. That really helped me to see it is my master gave me a little story and told me that, what if remember the position you were in when I was a single woman, and I had to work and wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, and I had a 2-year-old child, and I had to do all these different things, and I was by myself just struggling, having to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, find a babysitter. I just had a hectic life that I was trying to live and trying to go to school and work and do all these things that I thought I could do by myself, and I was clearly failing. I needed help, and my master was that help without me even knowing, And he gave me an example of, I had a friend who had the same circumstance that I had, that lived in my area. And he said, well, what if I would have run into your friend instead? She was a woman who had a child outside of wedlock as well, and was struggling, was living this life. And what if Yah chose someone else instead of you? What if she chose that woman and they gave her a head and a covering and someone to care for and love her and, help bring her out of the current situation she is, and now, years later, have all of this in their life versus the crazy life we were living. And I had never heard of that perspective nor thought of it in that way. My thought was more so toward my emotions of how I was going to feel to see what I felt my husband with another woman that wasn't me, and just get it through my mind that it's not cheating. And so when he gave me that perspective, that was probably the last, thing that was binding me. And that was loosened then. And from that point on, when I started to look at what my plight was, and, a lot of times we'll look down once we get ours and we say, well, who cares about anyone else? But, it stuck to me that you remember you was just in that position and Yah didn't have to choose you. And he still don't have to, as we've seen in the book, that he doesn't have to. He could let you go and go get someone else. And that really stuck out to me. And I remember what I felt like when I was in that position. I remember what the struggle was like. It was real, And so from that, I started to have sympathy. And I knew that I was undeserving. So I'm thinking, well, then if I was undeserving, he was merciful to me. Who am I to not have mercy toward anyone else? Who am I to think that someone else should not be able to be helped, get the help that I received? Because I received a lot of help, So who am I to think someone else don't deserve it? I wasn't deserving. I was 2 seconds away from, homelessness. I don't know. So should someone else have to stay in that position, So I didn't want it to be that a woman could not get help, receive the help she needs to be covered, whether it be my master or anyone else's or any other man in the faith. I made it personal that a woman could get covered, and I wanted to be a helping hand in that. I wanted to be part of it and no longer just sitting by. So that's why I help sisters. I learned the help that I received, and I want to give back. I want the same help for everyone else. And so that's where it started, and it continued on there, and I made it a goal in my mind to help. If I'm talking to sisters, I am telling them to get covered. I am giving them anything I have to offer, anything I know that I've learned over the years, so they can be covered or be married, or any information that I know. I try to be a source of information for those. And that's not just those. That's those wanting to come and get married. Those are ones that's even in our own home. I try to be a source of information of what they can do based on the information I've been given or that I've been learned. And I try to be very patient so that way they get it. Because I know how patient, Yah's been with me. I know how patient my master has been with me. And so I think that, you know, when Yah give you that sort of mercy, you should give nothing less but mercy to others. Like, who are you to say what they can and cannot have? You know, that is not my call. So I do want to show an attitude of gratefulness. And I feel like if I'm helping, then he can always see that I am giving back. You know, I'm doing what he did to me. Help me. So that's why I want to help sisters, and I want to see them covered. So in me saying all that, sisters, we need to be covered. We can't do it by ourselves. And having multiple sister wives sounds scary at first, but sometimes it is needed and necessary. And I know for me, I used to think, oh no, we don't need extra women here. I can do all this stuff. No, I couldn't. And definitely not living on a homestead. That made it dang near impossible. No, you can't. And actually, sometimes having another sister there, and your husband having more than one wife, sometimes is what can save your life, your marriage, your family. Because if you don't need help and you're just struggling, you're just going down while you're there by yourself and saying you don't need help. Your marriage is going down. Have you seen the divorce rates? They're really high. And that's a lot of times because these women are not fulfilling the roles that they can, the way they should be. These men are unhappy because you don't know everything. Not all of us was equipped with everything that we need to be good helpmeets and to please our masters and stuff. We need to be taught. And we haven't been taught. So you by yourself sometimes just don't do it. And that's the thing that I learned, and can it be hurtful? Sure. But it's the truth. And once I figured that out, you know, it's the truth. Having other sister wives may have just saved me from being divorced. So that's truly, you know, sometimes you have to look at it that way. That, you know, that if Yah gives your master a vision, he needs to fulfill it. And if you can't do it alone, Yah has actually been very merciful to you by him giving your husband other wives, because now that vision that Yah wants to accomplish can get done. And you can still be included and be a part of it. It never said that you don't have to be a part of it. It just means you can't do it by yourself. And that's a very merciful thing of Yah. Instead of discarding you, he said, hey, your husband just going to have another wife or two or three. And will my plan get accomplished? If his plan get accomplished, you win, he wins, everyone wins. Or you could be selfish and try to do it yourself and result in something you don't want. So, with that being said, I love to help sisters. So if y'all need help or things that we know, I'm not perfect, but I've learned some things over the years, and we are grateful that people have learned from us and have taken on this advice and help repair their marriage. And, you know, that's some of the reports that we hear. And some of them has now went from not wanting polygyny, not wanting their husband have another helpmeet, and now they do. And so those are beautiful testimonies where I'm here. And I'm very grateful to hear that my master's channel has helped many families and people restore their marriage, as well as bring on other sister wives who've also helped build their families. So sisters, get covered. I'm gonna keep saying that. Get covered. Mm-hmm. Anything else y'all like that? No? Yeah. Hey. Well, that's all. Well, if you have any questions or anything you'd like to ask, just please put it in the description. We are going to get back to work because it is 6-day preparation day, and we are trying to prepare for the Shabbat. But you know what to do. Write a comment, ask a question, like, subscribe. Oh gosh. And we'll see you in the next video. Until next time. Shalom.
Shalom.